I'm gonna mute anyway.
Who's first? Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. Who's first? Ladies. What time is it? Time for the ladies. It's the ladies first. Time for the what you want. Be great. Be great. What you want. What you want. Be great. Be great. What you want. What you want. Be great. Be great. And we're bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. It's the ladies first Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki. On Boss, Ed, May, and Nikki. And we're up first.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Bonjour.
Good day. Bonjour.
Bonjour. Y'all know what I'm about to say. One time for the ladies in the house.
Let's make it
Nikki on Boss and me and Nikki. I don't know why I like that.
Because it's dope. That's why.
Good morning. Y'all. Look at us looking all prideful today. Yeah. We are representing all the bright colors of the rainbow today. Happy Pride Month and Pride Weekend. Ooh. Yes. Hi,
Callie.
Beautiful. Hi, Callie.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
I am happy.
She was singing. She was like, LAIS, yes, LAISSS.
How you doing today, baby? How are you guys doing?
You know, we're doing really good. Happy Pride, everybody. It's we are in the house. I am this week I have played like I was grown. For real grown. Like I've been. Have you guys ever heard the phrase you be keeping club hours? I had a friend.
I must be old. I'm gonna say that to my daughter.
I had a friend who had a concert that I went to, and that was Wednesday night, and I stayed out till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, oh my God. And then last night was a friend's birthday, and I stayed out to the same time, and I was like, oh God, who does this? Like,
yeah,
people be weekend warriors, and then it's Pride, so like everybody was out, and I was like nervous and scared and looking. side eye to people and all the things. But I feel really good. I'm just, happy to be with my family, happy to be in my right state of mind. And,
Praise
it's just one of those things. I feel good. I feel real good.
Well, you look good in your yellow. You look beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
Edna. Oh, wait a minute, Chandra, you didn't greet us.
Oh, well, praise the Lord, because you came at me at the side. On the side. I was like, well, come on and praise the Lord, somebody. Come on.
Hey, praise the Lord. I always say in the words of Chandra Prophet Audrey, praise the Lord, saints. How we doing?
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
What's up, gorgeous Edna? You look beautiful in your bright orangish red. I love that. How are you?
I am tired. I'm taking my coffee. Could you believe this is like my first coffee cup since I've been at work at 8 o'clock? I actually got to work like at 7:45. Anybody that knows me knows that I am never on time. Like, 11:02. I see you laughing. Nick and Bus is like, yeah, that's them, right? Life is beautiful. I get to go to the Hampton this Thursday to teach Aqua Zumba to my client's house. I was a little frustrated at first. I'll tell you a funny story because apparently with the pandemic, they made the access to the beach super, super hard. So I text my client and I was like, they changed the house. Make a long story short. And they were like, you won't be able to go to the other house because they put a lock on the entry, blah, blah, blah. I'm thinking, damn, the only reason I was driving there is for two reasons. One, so I can get your money. Two, so I can go to your beach. And now you just took one of my reasons why. What am I going to do? So I went on Google, I researched, and I actually found an amazing beach. I'm not going to say the name, not because I don't want to share the information, and because I want to keep it private to myself. So when I go, I don't want to see more than 10 people around me and like 100 feet away from me. I love you all. I love you. But I got to keep this. That's my sanity. I'll text you ladies for it. But my viewers, I love you, but I just can't share my privacy and my sanity with you. So I got to like escape in the water and it was amazing. It was a long ass day. Sorry for the cursing. You know I'm going to say it. But it was awesome.
Yay. And
I was thinking, why can I not live like that?
You can't live like that. What is this?
The house and the beach.
Yes. I'm telling you.
A boat. I need a boat.
Yeah, you always say that. I'm telling you.
Pulling out a house and a boat.
I can tell you almost every day when I start saying, I want this, I hear Lachelle say, speak what you want. And the difference is, y'all, I used to just say it in my head. I literally say it out loud. Like I'm like either walking down the street, or I'm in the house, or I say something and Billy say, yes, babe. And I'm like, I ain't talking to you. I'm speaking what I want. Literally.
Yep, I dream of a life barefoot in the boat.
Yes, speaking out loud. Speaking of Lachelle, Shelly, LL Cool Shells, what's up, boo? How you doing?
I am fantastic, and all I want to share. I'm amazing. Life is great. I want to show y'all something. Let me see if I can do it. So this is one of my. Let me see if I can do it. This is one of my clients' vision boards. That's Dodger Stadium. Do you see that?
Yes.
That is Dodger Stadium. That's on her vision board. She's very into sports and she wants to work in multiple stadiums. So she has manifested that. So she just got a job as the suites manager at Dodger Stadium, and her primary suite that she will work out of, she sent me a photo. Look at that.
It's the same thing on the vision board.
Exactly the same. Honey. So speak what you want. You want a boat? Say it.
That's beautiful.
Hello.
Oh my God.
The exact view that she put on her vision board is her office suite at Dodger Stadium.
I'm going to get my boat, Lachelle.
So that's all. I'm doing great. And when my clients follow what I say and just speak what
Is
they
Nikki
want
frozen?
and hold it somewhere. I can't do better than that. She sent me that last night. She was like, so let me show you. And let me show you. And I was like, thanks for sharing.
Well, I
Okay.
guess there's no more to say.
There's nothing else to say. So
Now, how long has she been your client?
She actually did her first vision board with me in 2019.
Wow.
2019.
Just made you money.
Hello.
Kelly, I'm thinking real quick. I want to say happy birthday to Angie Catlett. I was gonna say happy birthday.
Happy B-Day.
Angie.
Happy birthday.
Love you. No, Shelly, I was just thinking about it. So you're talking about your client.
Yep.
So Brittany just popped up. Brittany shared her vision board with me the other day.
Yes.
And she said, Michelle said, be specific. She is so specific that I was a little like, okay. But ever since you just showed me that picture, I'm like, Brittany, you better keep me specific. I mean, it is so specific.
That's what I said. You got to give the details, honey. You got to bling it out with the details.
All right, I'll show you. I'm gonna put all the details. I'm gonna put the
Please.
tree that I want in my house, the size, the yard,
You
the
have
dog, the everything. Absolutely, absolutely.
have to go
I'm gonna
back
put the boat size, the boat brand. I'm gonna put everything. Watch it.
Yes.
Brittany said, wow, damn, Michelle's life tricks are so real. I've been practicing manifesting and visioning, Michelle. Folks think I'm crazy, but I am so serious. I believe in your methods. And this is true. This is so true. I have a picture of my husband on the board. She got like 4
Oh,
of
yeah,
them.
it's gonna be on my board too.
Yes.
Good
Yes.
for you, Brittany.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I'm glad I can share
This
that.
is the funny part.
Britney's cracking me up.
Hey.
Literally. I'm like, what?
Yep.
She was like, and
I'm-
so I'm just flabbergasted. Congratulations, Shelly. Congratulations to your client. That is beautiful.
Beautiful.
I'm
Amazing.
right now, like, I need to be a little bit more specific. Okay.
Clear about what you want, honey.
That's
Clear.
right. I literally was telling everybody last night at my friend's birthday party. We were talking about vision and vision boards, and I was saying that exact thing. I'm like, you have to be very, very specific. I was like, my girlfriend Michelle told me that if you want to be in petty with eating croissants and da 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 da, put a picture of you in a red beret sitting at whatever restaurant you want to be. You know, put that on your vision board. It was a great conversation about vision, but so many people don't understand the simplicity of the statement of being detailed.
Yep.
Like, no,
Simple.
just be completely detailed. And I gave them the example that you told us about, real quick, the example that you told us about our vision board being like GPS.
Yep.
And like, you know, if you giving the GPS, you putting in a GPS, I'm going to 1550 Madison.
Yep.
And it pulls up 350 1515 Madisons, because every state has a 1515
Exactly.
Madison, you know. So it's like being very detailed, saying, no, I'm going to 1515 Madison, New York 10036.
That's right.
I love it. I love it. Yes, baby.
You're muted.
I'm on mute. Hey. Thinking, Nikki on boss. How you doing, baby? You look beautiful. What's this lip?
Thank you. I actually thought y'all were going to forget about me and see how I was doing. I know I'm really brief.
Never, Nikki on boss.
Oh, that was the face you were giving us.
I know I get right to the point and I'm really pretty brief, but no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. I'm still flying high because my daughter's home and I'm able to hang out with her. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. I had a rough, kind of week at work, but what else is new? I think those are hints too, by the way. I think those are hints. And when I think about the whole vision board, I kind of tried to manifest for other people, I think, on my board, as Lachelle pointed it out to me, along with myself, but I wanted things for other people too. So I need to revisit that, because I feel like maybe as I was listening to y'all, maybe I'm floundering right in between. I see opportunity there. I see real good things happening for me. But then I'm like right there. I'm not moving. So I'm going to revisit my vision board. But in general, how am I feeling? I'm feeling good. Right before the show, I put on my perfume. I got a new one by Jimmy Choo. Really nice. And just excited to spend the weekend with my daughter and not doing any work. And happy to be here with you ladies. This actually makes my Saturday morning.
Oh, yay. I love that you said that.
I had a lot to say today.
I think it's coming. I think you have a whole lot more. It's right there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Like on the brink.
I think you end up having a lot to say today. I want to shout out our sister Crystal.
Yes.
Crystal is in LA working with, I think most of our viewers know Crystal works for BET, and she's out there with the BET Awards. I asked her, I said, can I say it? She said, you can tell them. So I'm telling y'all, she sends you love from LA. She's working her butt off. She's been up all night, has not gone to sleep yet. And so we miss you, Crystal. We shout you out, sending you love. I think Miss May James, Mama May James is watching us. So May, we shouting you out saying hi. Yes. Where'd Shelly go?
Hey, Crystal.
Where'd Shelly go? She'll be
I
back.
think
No, we're doing magic this morning.
Yeah, her screen is
I'm here. Yeah, there she is. Well, y'all,
how are you? Let's ask you. How you doing?
I am well. It was y'all know I always like to be on like at 10:30. I was late today, y'all. The Olympics is coming, and two of my clients, I know pop up for the Olympics. My girl Francesca Russo, love her. She's in Russia right now at a camp with the women's saber team. And then my guy, Daryl Homer, my dude, I trained him this morning. Now, you guys, I usually don't train on Saturday mornings. I may teach my class, but I don't train. But this is a special moment. I mean, the Olympics are what? We're like 3.5, 4 weeks away. And we got a great workout in. If you go to my stories, you see him running up the hill this morning. I'm so proud of him, just to watch him when we started to where he is now. We ready. We are ready. And I felt so honored. He's a Toyota athlete. One of his sponsors is Toyota. And they did this big shoot and everything with him and with Bader TV. Shout out to Dexter and Michael this week. And he had me be a part of it. So I felt really special. Of course, they asked me some questions during the interview. And I was shocked. Y'all. Y'all know I almost started crying. But it was from an angle of just, I have to be honest with you, and you guys have supported me with this, have helped me with this. I feel very appreciated this year. Not that I haven't in the past, but I feel I appreciate you guys, and I love you, and I thank you for my birthday, for having me feel appreciated. And it's just ever since then, I've just really felt the love, and I'm grateful. And he really made me feel appreciated the other day. And so, I don't know, when you feel that, you don't mind waking up on a Saturday morning at 7 o'clock to train your client that
Beautiful.
You, you know? So I have to shout Daryl Homer out. He's a fencer. And yeah, he's a fencer, black man in a sport. It's rare to see a black man. So I'm very, very proud of him. So my morning has started off great. You know, my man bought me breakfast. You know how Billy does. You know how Billy do. So yeah. So it's been a good morning. So thank you for asking. But we are here, you guys. here in New York City, we are celebrating Pride tomorrow, this entire weekend. And we had this big conversation. I want to start off. I just want to throw it out to anyone. What does pride mean to you? What does it mean to you? What does pride mean to you? It can be us, it can be the viewers. What does pride mean to you?
For me, pride is knowing myself and loving what I know about myself. You know, I'm those are the things I'm proud of, is really being attuned to what is about Lachelle and liking and loving those things, even when some of those traits or habits or talents are not seen as popular or desirable in community, in family, in society. But me knowing who I am and working, sometimes I immediately love it, but sometimes I have to work my way to really acknowledging and appreciating all that makes me who I am and really loving it. That is when I feel pride. I always feel pride in that.
For me, pride is representing myself and never compromising who I am in any situation. It's always being the best version of myself and challenging myself to be even more than that. Pride is caring about myself and people around me and making not only myself better and greater, but the same for everyone else, again, around me. It's tied, as I think Edme shared with us this week, to my core values, like what's important to me. And it's basically always being the best representation of myself and the best representation of everything that I can offer.
I love that. Ooh.
That's good. Well, pride to me is, well, you know, I'm the resident gay.
Not the resident. I can't. You're so damn silly. Gay.
I can't, Sandra. Like,
she's laughing. Resident gay.
You know, I'm the resident gay. And you know, it's interesting that every time pride comes around, like I get like this, like, I don't know, like extra extra backbone or whatever you want to call it, extra strength or whatnot. I feel that I exude pride, and I am proud, you know, 365 days a year. And I'm not apologetic about it. But I feel like this time of year, it just gives me an extra backbone to like stand taller in how proud I am, how prideful I am. You know, pride has what's the word I'm looking for? Like innately has a negative connotation to it. You know, like, oh, you're so prideful, like, you know, that type of thing. And I kind of have always, since I was little, have never taken it negative. I stand so strong in who I am, and I have since I was younger, that I don't know, the word pride to me just holds like a heavy weight in a good way, if that makes sense. Pride to me is just showing up unapologetically. You know, that's my phrase, that's my word. In everything that you do, pride to me is bringing someone along and helping them step into their, you know, what is pride for them. How I get flubbered with words because I just get too excited about, you know, being prideful. I'm gay, very gay. and, and you know, people look at me and they be like, what in the world? Like, and I don't, it ain't something that I just wear on my head. You know, I don't wear a badge of honor, like, you know, but it is something that I am super, super proud of. And like, I love my family. I'm very proud of my family. I'm very, you know, proud of my surrogate family that I've created here in New York, that has gays and trans and, you know, lesbians and heterosexuals and, you know, all the things. It's just a gamut of all things. I'm just a very, very proud person. And I love that.
I love it too.
I love it too. When you were talking, I wanna share something because this just makes my day. I want to share this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Of you and our, you know, Murdy and Callie, our honorary co-hosts, off your Instagram page. Can you hear it? Can we hear it? Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back.
Me for me, it's me for me. I don't care about opinions, just my peace. I'm healed, I'm so glad that I'm good with being me. Happy Friday, y'all.
I love that. I love that. People should hear that like every morning, right? To themselves. Like, people should hear that every morning to start their day off. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
When I saw that the other day, you know, I texted you. I said, I want to be her auntie. I just love watching you and Callie. I just thought it was beautiful. Just everything about it. So when you were talking just now, I was like, I'm gonna pull that up. I love that. Brittany said with Callie mimicking her. It was so sweet. Oh, you guys didn't see it? I just showed it, Brittany. You didn't see it?
We just heard it.
Oh, it didn't show up?
No, we just heard it.
No.
Oh man, I'm thinking here the whole time y'all looking at it. I'm over here like I'm gonna try it again. I swore.
Beautiful.
I swore that. Hold on, before we go, let me know if you see it. Can you see it? Wait a minute. Can you see it?
Yes.
Now we can.
You can see it? Okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna play it one more time. Can you see it?
Yes.
Baby, it's for me for me. It's for me for me. I don't care about opinions, just my inner peace. I'm healed. I'm so glad that I'm good with being me. Happy Pride, y'all.
Her face.
Oh,
I can't take that face.
Absolutely adorable.
it's the best.
Wonderful.
This baby, y'all.
I love it.
I think that is such a perfect segue into what we're talking today. Our topic today is not today. I have too much pride. When you have pride and you know who you are, the outside world will not affect you. We are in the game, y'all, of playing big. I'm going to say this again. We are in the game of playing big. Even if who you are doesn't fit in the room that you are in. Oh, when Shelly said that yesterday, even if who you are doesn't fit in the room that you are in, we are no more playing small. Because why? Because we have too much pride. Y'all, let's jump into it. We talked, you know, Shelly talked about loving myself. Nikki talked about best representing herself. Let's jump into it. There's so much going on. You know, when I talk about playing a big game and no more playing small, I know one thing that resonates with some of us and some of our viewers. And I was speaking to some people yesterday, including our group, being in corporate America. You know, sometimes being in corporate America, we get to a point where I worked before I was an entrepreneur. Yeah, I'm a trainer, been on Broadway, but I worked in corporate America in the early part of my life. And I remember feeling like I could stay here, but there was something in me that I wanted to be my own boss. I remember watching, you know, I was a spokesperson for Bally Total Fitness. I was a trainer, but I worked for the corporate office for Bally's. I would go back and forth to Chicago and here in New York. And I was paying attention and I was watching and all this good stuff. I worked in their PR department. And I remember when I got laid off from that position, I could have gone to Equinox. I had been offered to work on the corporate level, all that good stuff. And I decided, no, I want to be my own boss. I had gotten to a point where I felt like I could have stayed in corporate America, but there was something here that made me go, this is a time for me to jump. This is a time for me to jump. And then I'm not going to front. There's been times where I've been like, can I get that job back? Can I go back and get that job back? But I also, in that breath, I was talking to a good girlfriend of mine yesterday who's very high up in corporate America. She's a huge senior vice president. I won't say her name. I won't say who she works for, but huge. And for her, getting to where she is now, being in corporate America, she loves being in corporate America, but being where she is now on the SVP level, she never thought that she would be thinking CEO level, you know, and she's one of the only few women in this company. And to hear her talk yesterday on the other side of things, you know, people saying, well, you would be great, you would be this. There's never been a woman CEO for this company. And I wish I could say the name of the company, but it has never been a CEO in this company. And she has her eyes set on it. And she says, Nikki, they trying to keep me small. I was like, yeah. She goes, yeah, I saw that on your Instagram page yesterday, but what y'all talking about today? So anyway, I've talked enough. I want to dive into it. And I was thinking about the corporate America thing because we talked about it yesterday and then having this conversation with my girlfriend. Let's talk. Y'all quiet. Ain't nobody talking.
I'll chat.
My thing went out. I was like,
Oh.
man.
I'll chat. I'm gonna circle back a little bit about the pride and then come into the corporate America question. As you guys were all talking about pride, and I think it comes back to also you. I wrote, I'm always writing notes about you guys talking, and sometimes they're a little crazy. But one of the things that I wrote is pride is the ultimate being. What I mean by that is, you're asking, what does it mean to be prideful? What does it mean to have pride? Pride is humble because it's real. Pride is when you're so good and so comfortable with yourself that you don't even need to have, in a way, pride, because you just are. You're just there. And as we go through, you guys, we've been talking about my personal journey. And one of my personal journey is to close the gap. And what I mean by that is to close the gap between what I was and what I want to be. And as this gap is getting closer, it's very interesting because I don't feel pride, but I don't mean it in a bad way. I feel comfortable. I feel secure. I feel strength. I feel ease to take whatever step that I need to take. And to go back into the discussion of corporate America, I think it's about finding that ease, because some people are better as boss. Some people are comfortable as working for others, but it's finding that place where we are, where we need to be, who we need to be, and be comfortable in that situation. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. Not everybody is meant to be a boss. Not everybody is a risk taker. But I think whenever you find that humbleness, that comfortable position where we're like, you know what? I'm good with myself. I don't have to prove myself to anyone. I don't got to justify myself to anyone. I'm going to walk in the room just as I am, and I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's where the pride comes in, where wherever you are, whatever job, whatever position, CEO, secretary, whatever you do, you just wake up in the morning and you're just like, it's going to be a good day. You don't wake up like, oh, I wish I had this. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, I don't want to go to work because I hate my boss. Oh, I don't like the people that I work. But it's like, I'm happy. I'm good. I'm comfortable. And I think that wherever we are, if we search for that, then everything follows. It makes any sense?
I love it, Edme. I love it.
Total sense. That ease.
Yeah, I feel like pride is it's a natural ease. Chandra, I don't know if it's like it's just is. It's just be and it's accepting and then others accepting as well. And they gotta start drilling in my building.
That's all right. You said what you needed to say.
You
Yeah,
said
like enough talking and me, shut up.
you said what you needed to say. I love it. I love it.
You know, I just want to get something out before I forget it. And I'll jump back in later. I think y'all have heard that phrase, you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? It's interesting because, I've been working in corporate America for some time now. I'm like 20 years plus, right? And there's a sense of comfort because of where I am in profession, in age, in life, where when I am in a situation where it is not aligned with the way I operate, the way I believe are, great principles in action and activity, specifically this year. And I'm going on 51. I definitely, am calling it out and, nipping it the minute it's presented or before it's presented, letting people know in the room and in my space, that's not going to work, right? But there is, to Edme's point, a sense of comfort because I have this experience. I am very confident in myself and what I'm capable of doing, but I'm also comfortable and okay with what I don't know and what I still have to learn. And I do not, and I think it came with age too, let that scare me or stop me from being exactly as deliberate in my presence and in my communication with others, the fact that I may not be as knowledgeable in a certain space. So the reason why I wanted to jump in, because we have a diverse, group of women that join us every week, and some are young. And I wanted to jump in because, to Edme's point, it does come with the sense of comfort and acceptance of, what and you're able to walk tall, right? You're able to be very sure of yourself because you've accomplished things. But I wanted to jump in to just kind of challenge those that are younger to be comfortable in the fact that you're uncomfortable with what you don't know and still not compromise yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But Nikki, I think that's not even for the young people. I think that's for all of them.
Well, that's for everyone because you're right. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm 51. And, and we've talked about this before. Well, I'm going to be 51. I'm not claiming it yet. But, the thing is, we've talked about this before. A lot of things come over time where you become more sure of yourself, right? And I think when you start to hit the age where some of us are, right, we start to put our foot down because it's like, well, I'm not letting that happen no more. And I guess what I just wanted to point out, to your point, Nikki, there are other people like us that at the same age, in between, or and in between. But there are a lot of people. I don't want to see people wait. And to your point, it doesn't matter what age. Being uncomfortable with what you don't know is not a flaw. It's an opportunity for you to become more.
Do you think, I'm glad you said that, because I think,
and don't let anybody make you think otherwise or feel otherwise, and be strong and stand tall in the fact that you're okay with it. Let them be uncomfortable with the fact that you're okay with not knowing.
Yes, exactly. And I think we get to show that to we get to show that, like with my theater kids. Edme knows this. Her daughter is one of my interns, and then my other my new assistant, they're doing amazing. I find myself, at first I was trying to act like, oh, Miss Nikki has it all together, but I find myself being uncomfortable with them, even talking about finances and what's happening, and this is making me uncomfortable, and sharing with, and I think they're learning from me, and I think they're also being okay. The other day, one of them came to me and had a conversation with me that they didn't say uncomfortable, but they were uncomfortable with the situation. And I think they were able to share it with me because I unapologetically have been open and showing them that I'm uncomfortable about things as I rise to the top. So I love that you said that, Nikki. And I think it's for us too, when we're around the younger generation, or, people in their 20s, or all that good stuff, to really be comfortable with being uncomfortable and letting them see it,
Yeah. And to your point, like, the more we share, the easier it is, right, for everybody in their uncomfortable space to exist. But where this show came out of, and, full transparency to, being very transparent with everybody, it came out of a situation too, that I shared with everybody at work. But I challenge you, when you are in a situation and you're feeling uncomfortable, but there are things inside of yourself that you're good with, and it challenges the fact that they're trying to somewhat challenge you. Remember the name of the show today. Not today.
Not today, honey.
And use your voice.
Say that again.
And use your voice, because it's okay. It's okay to be not as knowing, not as knowledgeable, but don't let anybody compromise you.
Yeah.
I'm going to add to you. I think you said something huge. I think the two words that come to me is communication, sharing. 3 words equal liberation. If you're not okay with something, speak up. I think once we find ourselves in a work situation, we're afraid to talk. We're afraid to say it. We're afraid to say, hey, I'm not okay with this. We're afraid to express it. So we just shelter ourselves, and then we feel bad. And then it affects our core. It affects the inside. But I think you said something huge, Nikki, is if you're not okay, not today, and speak on it. Because when we do speak on it, even if the problem is not solved, the boss might not change. The work environment might not change, but what it's going to do to ourselves, it's going to liberate us, and it's going to make us feel good, because we are going to be authentic with ourselves.
As Chandra said, you're standing.
That's where I feel like I differ in opinion just a little bit in coming into spaces, because I feel like when you come into spaces, like, you can change the energy of it. It isn't something that you have to just like be okay with, or just like dim your light because the boss says A, B, or C. Like, I'm really, really big about like walking into spaces, and like if the energy is like my energy changes the atmosphere in that space. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that concept is what I use. No, I'm not in corporate, but I feel like that same concept kind of goes across the board because every business has some type of corporate entity to it, runs some type of corporate entity to it. Walking into these, like, let's say my field, like audition rooms, or even in rooms where we're already in rehearsals or whatever, it's such a like hierarchy, kind of like, everybody's kind of like this, like waiting to be spoken to. And I'm like, hello. You know what I mean? Like, taking the space, filling the space, and not allowing the I don't know the words that I'm looking for to use right there, but I just feel like there's something about energy that I kind of latch onto, because it's just like your energy is what changes the atmosphere,
Yeah. I mean, yes, because the thing that makes me the most uncomfortable is trying to show up aligned with the energy of the space that I'm going into. Because then to do that, I have to become something instead of being, right? I don't really ever want to be in a state of like performance, right? It's what you said about changing the energy. Every person who comes into any setting, it could be a room with you and one other person, it could be a corporate environment, it could be a production, it could be a flight, right? It is literally showing up as who you are that shifts the energy of the space. But that's why showing up as who you are, even if it doesn't suit the space, right, is so important. Because if the more people come forward authentically, even if their authenticity really goes against the grain of the setting, the safer everyone is. Because if we're all showing up authentic, right? It's like, I'll give you a perfect example. I took 2 flights in the last 5 days. And on one flight, I got on, and we're flying in a time of COVID, right? So there's the mask and all the stuff. And so the flight attendant in the back of the plane was the one making the announcements when you get on, right? They're like, if the overhead bins are closed, that means they're full, and look for another one, and blah, blah, blah. Honey, she was coming full herself. She was like, so let me say, everyone, as you find your seats and put things up in the overhead bin, on this flight, you must wear your mask on your mouth and your nose. And if you have a challenge with that, please let us know so we can find you a different flight at a different time on a different airline. Well, everyone fell out with laughter, which completely changed the energy, because there were a lot of people, you could tell this was their first flight in a very long time, and everyone has these masks on, and there's that kind of anxiety our society has right now. And she relaxed everybody by being herself. She was somebody's mama on the back of that plane with a microphone, like, not today. Mask on. Let me be clear. We will put you somewhere else. And so she wasn't trying to be the way that the airline trained her to be. When you talk like this and you tell people that, she was straightforward, fully herself. And she changed the energy of everybody on the plane. And so, but that's when we're the safest. There was no muss, no fuss. People laughed, they relaxed, sat down. It was exactly what we're talking about. It's not today. I'm not going to be anybody that I am not today, because you, the room, the space, the company, the partner need me to show up in a certain way so you're comfortable. It just doesn't work. It puts us in danger when we try to function in that way. So I totally hear what you're saying. We can change any space when we come at it with what we're proud of about ourselves, and nothing short of that.
I find makes me think about, there's a little girl in my theater company, This little girl shows up every time as herself. And you talking about changing the atmosphere of the space. It's funny how this little girl's energy even makes me like, okay, here we go. We gonna be in this. I mean, and when I hear you say that, Shelly, it just so happens to be your niece. When she walks in the space, I'm thinking she changes I mean, everyone, and I don't even think we all know it. Like, I'm just thinking about it. When she walks in so confident. She's the smallest. Everyone's like 3 feet taller than she is. And when she walks in, I find myself going, okay, like, I find myself. So it's so funny. She doesn't wait to kowtow and do whatever to the bigger kids, or not even to Miss Nikki. She'll even say, Miss Nikki, I think we should do it like this. And I'm like, okay. But she changes the atmosphere when she walks in. And maybe there's a kinship to her, because I remember being that age, and that's how I was. And I'm excited that as an adult, I'm feeling that again. It's not I'm being my authentic self. I'm not tap dancing to change the energy. I'm walking in as myself. And the energy does shift when I walk into the room.
That's right. That's right.
I just want to offer though, sometimes the energy in a room is just too strong, right? And, that's why I think we're all, definitely it's a combination of everything, right? But the truth is, we're not always immediately successful with changing the energy in the room just because of how you walked in. And that's where the challenge is, right? Because you need to maintain the energy for yourself of what you stand in principle of.
And you also need to know when that energy is too strong in the direction of not being aligned with who you are, you need to leave the room. You have to leave the room.
Say that again. Say that again.
You need to leave the room. You need to leave the relationship. You need to leave whatever choice it is you made that got you there. Don't put yourself in a position where you feel more committed to the choice and staying uncomfortable than you are to knowing that the space that you're in will work for you, will help you grow. It will challenge you. It'll affirm you, but it can do all of those things. But if it feels so strong in the direction that is not aligned with who you authentically are, it is not the room for you. And it is fine for you to say, not today, and be out of it
today.
That's right. That's right. That's why I also feel like it's a learned behavior too. That being able to do that, like that's something that we need to learn. A lot of people don't have that innately, because innately we're taught to, kind of, what do you call it? Kowtow.
It's like bow down. It's like bow down. Yeah. But want to not stay connected to that.
Yeah.
I just want to say good for you
the other day. That's what I was telling you guys yesterday. I'm like, my daughter, I've never taught her to do that ever. Like, girl, you better put a rod in your back and stand straight up. Like, what? And yesterday we were outside walking, and it was a lot of people, a lot of white people. And she was like, oh, sorry, excuse me, sorry, like doing this. And I was like, what are you doing? And I got kind of mad but it was like innately in her to be like, oh, like, let me make room for you. Let me move myself and make room for you. And I was like, nah, G, let me tell you what you about to do. I was like, you can stand right here and you can say, excuse me, or they can say, excuse me. And then we can move to the side, or they can move to the side. You don't have to always be the one to remove yourself. Like, no. Now, my daughter is 2. and she is doing that. So just think at how we are innately just doing that, like moving, making room for people, like not standing our ground, just kind of like moving and shaking. And I'm like, nah, was it?
But you know what? In two, she's two. She's two. And so, but that shows you how much that messaging permeates in our society. Commercials, television, the way people engage in the grocery store, it permeates. And that's why
a lot. She says, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, Callie, stop saying you're sorry because you're not sorry. It's just something that, I'm trying to teach her the difference. Like, you're sorry when you do something to someone that hurts their feelings or, something of that nature. No, this is just, excuse me, or, oh, I'll get that. It's okay. Like, something different. You are not sorry because, first of all, you're not a sorry person. Second of all, you could say, I apologize. Like, I don't even want her to say the word sorry because I hate that word sorry. But it honestly, it pissed me off. I was like, girl, don't you move out of the way for these people.
But to your point, you can move and make room for you.
That's right.
Make room for you. Let me write it down.
I think it would be very interesting if every time in every situation, we train ourselves to check in with ourselves. Check in with ourselves. Check in. Is this what I want? Is this what I want? Is this the energy that aligns with me? Are those the people I want to talk to? Like, just check in with yourself. And if we try to do this all the time, life will be so much fucking easier. Oops.
No, that's right. That's right. Cussing or not. Shoot, I'm a cussing saying it's okay.
Yeah, checking with yourself. And it's true. We have to train ourselves. Because I don't know, like, how many of you guys had growing up conversation with your parents where, they're so focused on teaching you math and this and that and social skills. And how many of us actually had parents that taught us to check in with ourselves? To be, I want to say to be prideful because in a way, pride is courage, because it's courage to see who we are and to check in with ourselves in every situation, have the courage to say, yes, that fits me, or no, that does not fit me. And when it doesn't fit me, like Michelle said, leave the room. Have the courage to leave the room if you have to. Like, how many of us grow up learning those skills? We don't.
Society tries to beat that out of women in particular.
We don't. Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here writing up what everybody's saying. I love it. I used to try to smile and do it. Then I was like, wait a minute, I'm messing up.
Yeah. I think women get those messages no matter what family you're in. I grew up in a household where my father was big on, like, he never really answered questions for me. He always, if I like, how you spell this word? He's like, go get the dictionary. And I'm like, Daddy, you know how you spell the word. Could you just tell me? He's like, no, go get the dictionary. But he would do the same thing. And my mom too. It was always like, well, how do you feel? Right? What do you want? Right? And even I wanted tons of stuff. And Lord knows my sister wanted tons of stuff my parents didn't get at all. Woo! I remember my sister wanted this bright orange, day-glow orange windbreaker. And it was like offensive to everything in my mother's soul. She was like, why? Why do you want this? Right? But she got it because we were always supported in understanding who we were and what was motivating us. But we also lived outside the walls of my house. And so I definitely got the messaging, and so did my sister. We definitely got the messaging about, bowing down to men, bowing down to white people. And that didn't come from my household. And there were times in my life that I could look back on I remember when I had a hard time looking in the eye of people who I saw as in authority, like teachers, and I was like, after a while, I was like, why am I looking down? I also remember a time when I was a teenager and I'd be out going wherever. And when I would see a man or a guy, I would lower my eyes. Like I wouldn't look them in the face. And I didn't learn that in my house. If my father saw me doing that in the street, child, there would have been a serious conversation. But again, I think that our society is built to keep certain people in the population, everybody but white men, in a space that benefits everyone but the person they're trying to keep in that space. And so this conversation we're having is really illuminating for us that we have to have pride in who we are. We have to like who we are, no matter what those qualities are. We have to like that. And then we have to be very aware of what our energy is feeling when we're in any environment, and be courageous, like Edme said, to say what we have to that represents who we are in whatever the setting or situation is, because it puts you at ease with yourself. Because when you're at ease with yourself, there's almost nothing that can ruffle your feathers.
And you know what? I'd also share, we need to remember to support each other in doing that when we see us playing small in a room. It was my first female boss, and she was a white woman. And, she watched me. You can see from my presence and how I deliver, how I present. I have a very strong presence when I speak. And I remember I worked for a company that'll remain nameless. It was, heavily male dominated. And I remember behind the scenes, they used to refer to me as a barracuda. I was in sales. And I remember, in this particular environment, I remember being in a meeting, and she noticed that I began to shrink myself so I could be heard. So I wasn't as, my presence and delivery wasn't as strong, because who I wasn't getting their attention. And I'll never forget when we walked out of that room, and that was 20 years ago plus. That was when I was new, right? Very new. And she said to me, "Don't you ever shrink yourself in a room again." She said, "You be who you are."
Yes.
And I have never let that go.
Mm-hmm. You are 100% right. We have to own each other in that way.
Barracuda from then.
That's right.
And I love, you be who you are. You be who you are. I think that's, I know we're coming.
What's interesting is that she saw me shrink. That's why I'm saying she saw me, and she was right, because when she called it out,
you knew
it was like a relief when she said it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like,
you see me.
Yeah.
You see me.
Yeah. And I was young. I was very young, obviously.
But I think you said something. I mean, everyone has said something really great, and I know we're about to wrap up. But I do think it's important that we continue to support each other when we are playing small.
Yes.
When we are playing small, even before this conversation, when Chandra and I first started training together. I don't even know if you remember this, Chandra. I was having a down day, and I remember, and we were just really starting to get to know each other. And I would never forget, you were on that treadmill. You were like, do you know who you are? You know who you are. You were like, mm-mm. You were like, and I always remember that. And I think it's very important for us to, we are going to have those days that, we come in like, we playing big. And then we like, I do think it's important for us to continue to support each other when we are going there. And sometimes it takes us to remind each other who you are. You know who you are. You know
That's
who you
right.
are.
A friend of mine, we do like a Christmas thing or, a holiday, some type of holiday party. We kind of always do a group of us. And every year we play this game. It's not really a game, but it's just like every person writes something positive about every person. Like, so if it's 6 of us, everybody will have 6 cards because everybody writes something about them. And like, it's something that I go back to all the time to look at when I'm like having down days or whatever, because it's like how your peers see you, how your close peers see you, your friends, people who know you well, and like always say like, you are, this person, you are, I love you because you do blah 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 blah. Like, that is something that I always like go grab out of my little stash and read at times, like when I'm having down days, because it's true. Like, not all the time do we have like a person like in our face actually saying like, don't, don't dim your light, don't do this, don't do that, but having it written down. And it's something that I admonish people to do for themselves. Like, write down your strong suits, put them in a jar, or put them next to you, put them on your station or something that you can go in and grab when you're having down days. And remember, like, I am that cuss word.
I love that. I really love that.
I do too. I love that.
I'm gonna show y'all.
I want to wrap up by saying this to all of us and our viewers, and y'all, we get to do it, and we're gonna post it, and we're gonna hashtag it before Monday.
Yes.
Let's all write down 10 things. Grab a jar, put it in your favorite mug, put it in something.
Look at that.
Yes, I encourage. I'm gonna do it. Nikki, you gonna do it? Shelly gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm in. I can do that. At least 10 things. Yeah.
And I want to encourage us, our viewers, to at least write down 10 things. At least 10 things. It could be more than 10 things. Put it in a jar. Put it,
Also, listen, send it to us because we can put it on our stories.
Yes. Hashtag. So send it to us.
Things.
Yes, and hashtag. What should we call the hashtag?
I am dope because.
Do what?
Hashtag I am dope because.
Yes.
Hashtag, and I'm gonna put it up on our page.
I am dope because, and send the 10 things, and we'll send ours, and we can post them on the stories all week.
Yes.
So that we can see each other and support each other in that.
I love that. Oh, I am dope because.
Yep.
So, you guys, this has been an amazing talk. I feel like we got more to talk about in this too. And
we do.
I wrote down
always talk forever.
I know. I wrote down different topics from Chandra, Nikki, your boss, Michelle, Edme, all within what we were
I'm back.
Okay, good. But I wanna
I
end.
heard that, Nikki, your boss.
I want to end with. I want to end with. Not today. I have too much pride.
That's
and
right.
I want to reiterate what we started with. When you have pride and you know who you are, the outside world will not affect you. We are in the game of playing big, even if who you are doesn't fit in the room that you are in. Oh, I don't know why that makes me want to run. That makes me want to
Sprint.
No. I know.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Brittany said we should put LFCC I am dope because BC.
Well, we can do both hashtags. We can LFCC and I am dope because. Yep.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But no more playing small. When we know who we are, we will not bow down because we have too much pride. Yes, thank you, ladies. I love you. We're gonna put up there hashtag I am dope because hashtag LFCC I am dope BC. We're gonna do our 10 at least 10 things. Put it in a jar, and we're gonna put it up all week. We're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Yes. I love y'all.
I love you, ladies. I love you, everyone.
Yes.
Everybody.
Tylana, shout out. Brittany, shout out to everybody. We love y'all. Anybody got anything to say before we get out of here?
No,
I
honey.
think we said a lot.
Callie.
Say bye-bye.
Bye,
All right.
Callie.
John, take us out, baby. Take us
Bye,
out.
ladies.
Happy
Great
Pride.
day.
Happy Pride.
Who's first? Lady. Who's first? Lady. What time is it? It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. Speak what you want. Be great. And we're up first. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. Bonjour, unboxed. And we're up first. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. Yes, ladies. That's dope. And we're up first. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. It's time for the ladies. 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 It's the Lady First Chit-Chat crew. One time for the ladies in the house. Two time make the people scream and shout. Lachelle, Chandra, Crystal with Nikki. On Boss, Ed, May, and Nikki. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first. L-A-D-I-S, I-S, I-S, L-A-D-I-S, and we're up first.
Hi, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.